The basic idea is familiar enough by now. Religious representations are a natural product of ordinary cognitive processes. We also saw Norenzayan's suggestions for how non-belief occurs, but G&M don't think there's enough evidence to support them. What should we say instead? Let's start with some things not to say. Non-belief shows that religion is not the result of natural processes and is a treatable illness. Dawkins, Dennett, Blackmore and co. But if the memes all come from the outside the mind and it doesn't explain universal and recurrent aspects of belief, why are they so similar across cultures? You also don't say that non-belief is new and arises because we're weird. Ancient Greek philosophy and ancient Eastern systems of thought show that non-belief is very, very old. So don't go there either. You also don't say that atheists face a constant battle to overcome intuitive representations. Yes, we have a hypersensitive agency detection device, but against Barrett, G&M point out that we have over-detected agent beliefs falsified all the time. It was a branch tapping on the window, not a person trying to get in. It's easy to correct these. But I want to be a little kinder to Barrett. Not all our intuitive representations get resolved so tidily. A rock falling from a cliff might trigger an instant agency belief someone pushed it, but you can't see anyone, so an avenging ancestor caused it will do nicely. The correct answer is likely to be that a goat dislodged it, and if you see a goat up there, you'll correct the belief. But if you don't see the goat because it's gone on its merry way, you might not. Intuitive representations thrive in ambiguous settings. But I do want to be mean to Barrett, along with G&M, about morality. He seems to think that only theists have moral certitude, and atheists have to work much harder to come up with a moral theory to justify moral belief. But atheists can use the altruism that is wired into humans as a solid base for moral certitude. Also, we just don't have the evidence to show that atheists are worse off than theists when facing death, either their own or of people they love. It's easy to overstate the benefit of theism in these settings. Some scholars think religion is an evolutionary adaptation, selected for and retained because of its social function. Even if it originated as a byproduct, it was so successful that it was selected for. That just means people with religious beliefs left more descendants than those without. That's only a problem for hardcore cognitivists who don't accept a causal role for culture. But they're on the fringe because humans are a symbolic species. We use symbolic and systemic cognition to navigate the world, and it gives us everything: fiction, fantasy, religion, and atheism. Religion uses the output of this cognitive system one way, and atheism uses it in another. If religion is a cognitive style, then atheism can be one too. We are compulsive culture mongers. Not my term, sadly. And the frameworks only have to work well for social functioning. God is not obligatory. So finally, we get to memes and tackle the unnaturalness of religion hypothesis. Memes or information have the causal role. They infect minds from the outside and spread by copying. That's how you get similar memes in different people. Compare it with the cognitivist one, where similar minds generate inferences that make up culture. Not all memes are bad, but the consensus among theorists seems to be that religious memes are bad. G&M are right to think meme is meaningless and calling memes information is no better. We can't carve up the world into units of transmission, which is what memes were meant to be. They can be anything. It's also right to think that they would only make sense embedded in some context. The rest of the theoretical stuff is too much, so you can skip it. We just need to know that religion and atheism as systems of ideas need a cultural ecology that supports or inhibits their spread. Atheism is not unnatural. Religion is not a disease. They are both cognitive, cultural habits using the same cognitive system, but one goes in a naturalistic direction and one goes in a supernaturalistic direction.